In this video, I'm going to give you my honest opinion about Cyberpunk 2077. Subscribe to the Linus Wilson channel. We give you the secrets to crush Cyberpunk 2077. So I played through Cyberpunk 2077 on a 2060 PC after patch 1.2. I came in as a total Cyberpunk skeptic. I had played all the previous AAA titles from CD Projekt Red. I'd played The Witcher 1, I'd played The Witcher 2, I'd played The Witcher 3. But I really hated Cyberpunk. I hated that CD Projekt Red was not making Witcher 4 and that they were making a futuristic shooter in first person instead of a third person continuation of the Witcher franchise. So I was not going to cover it and I was not going to play it. And I pre-ordered Valhalla, and that was the game I was going to play, and that was the game that I did play. I played that before Cyberpunk. Now, all the world was saying that Cyberpunk is the greatest game to ever come around. It's going to be wonderful. CD Projekt Red, you should buy their stock. They are going to be wonderful. And I kept on saying to the people who wouldn't listen prior to Cyberpunk coming out that, hey, CD Projekt is fallible. They have no experience in this game. They really should make Witcher 4. Witcher is hot right now because of the Netflix series. The sooner they can get rid of this game, the better. The sooner they can turn to Witcher 3, the better. Nobody listened. Everybody said I was crazy, and nobody liked what I had to say. And you may not like what I have to say here. But I did play Cyberpunk 2077 when CD Projekt Red said they were sorry, that they had made improvements, that they did what they could with patch 1.1 before Christmas, and they believed that it would be substantially better by patch 1.2. And I was disappointed with Valhalla, that the story was very wooden, the characters were not really good. I enjoyed the gameplay, I enjoyed the open world, it was very Witcher-like, but it was not the quality of story. The side quests were no good, the content felt really cut and paste and gimmicky and checklisty in a way that, definitely Witcher 3 was not. I had enjoyed Ghost of Tsushima coming into Valhalla and Cyberpunk, but I was disappointed with the story. I thought the story stunk. The side content gave you very little choice. The story gave you very little choice. The gameplay was exciting. It was okay for what it was, but what did lack the richness of the storytelling, the choice that CD Projekt Red created. And in Cyberpunk, I found everything that I found in The Witcher 3 in terms of story, choice, and great characters. And quite frankly, I've not found another studio that has been able to match CD Projekt Red in terms of story, characters, player choice, all those things. The economy in the world, the richness of the economy, right? So the economy in games like Valhalla or Ghost of Tsushima are broken, right? They have multiple different currencies. You can't buy things that you want. There's constant rationing. It's like being in the USSR, right? Being in one of the open worlds of Valhalla or Ghost of Tsushima. But being in an open world that is created by CD Projekt Red, you can buy everything. The currency works. The shops reset. It's a land of consumer choice, like the real world. It's not total rationing all the time, total grinding all the time. The crafting system is rich and varied, instead of boring and monotonous like it is in Valhalla. Like it was actually in Ghost of Tsushima. And I love Valhalla. I love Ghost of Tsushima. But they were fundamentally flawed. Their economies were fundamentally flawed. Their stories were fundamentally flawed. Their gameplays had some redeeming aspects. I think the gameplay within Cyberpunk 2077 is really interesting. Now, I'm not a shooter gamer, right? So I'm not good at shooters. I don't play shooters. Cyberpunk's the only shooter I've played, except for like Doom in the 1990s or Duke Nukem in the 1990s. I don't play shooters, but I thought that it was interesting. You could do melee, you could do hacking, you could do shooting. There was a lot of choice there. There was a lot of opportunities. You could stealth things. I think there was a way to play the game for every play style within Cyberpunk 2077. So, most of the criticisms about Cyberpunk 2077 say, well, the graphics were trash if I have a trash computer, right? I play on a 2013 Xbox One or a 2013 PS4, and I'm not getting very many frames, and there's pop-in, and my game's crashing. Yeah, well, you play on a 2013 machine. Cyberpunk is the next generation game. No doubt about it. It is the toughest game for computers to play right now. And that's because it's a beautiful masterpiece. There are no cutscenes in Cyberpunk. They are totally integrated within the game. You can walk all around, see the cutscenes from every angle in Cyberpunk. And while Capcom is making games that does not even have voiceover, you have to read it through, right? Or Final Fantasy is making games, these JRPGs, where they don't even have voiceovers, and you have to read the dialogue. Not only do they have the dialogue in every different language, starring real live movie stars like Keanu Reeves, but you have beautiful cutscenes with close-ups of faces. The quality of the art is so good in the Cyberpunk, and the quality of the art is so bad in things like Final Fantasy. The quality of the acting is so good in Cyberpunk versus the quality of the acting is either awful in something made by Capcom or Square Enix, or it is okay in Valhalla. There's no character within Eivor, right? Eivor is no character. The people that Eivor meets have no character. There are characters all throughout Cyberpunk, in the side quests, in the main quests, interesting characters that you want to know more about. So the other criticism that's typically leveled against Cyberpunk 2077 is, oh, we didn't get enough, those life paths, they didn't make enough of a difference. And they weren't long enough, and we thought they were going to be longer. Well, that's stupid. Is there any other game that has life paths? Is there any other game that you could replay right now and have a totally different intro? No, there's not. There's not any RPG game out there, right? So Cyberpunk has about 20 different endings. They've got 3 different beginnings. What other studio is giving you that? The problem is that CD Projekt Red is being continually compared to some ideal studio that does not exist out there. When was the last time Rockstar made a single-player game? Did even Rockstar give you the amount of choice that CD Projekt Red does? And I think the answers to all those things are going to be no. Okay, the other criticism is that the management lied. I agree. The management did lie. They lied about the fact that it would be very well playable on last generation consoles. That's true, but you know what? We are in a video game industry where Call of Duty is made by a company that is being investigated by the state of California for huge amounts of harassment. There's sexual harassment allegations at Ubisoft. There's huge problems with gambling encouraged by EA. And so do we think that the management of CD Projekt Red are angels. No, they're not angels. But show me the angels in the video game industry. And did CD Projekt Red give everybody a refund? The answer is yes. They gave everybody a refund that wanted a refund. So you could have played 10 hours in the game, got a free demo, no problem, got your refund. I don't know of anybody that says that CD Projekt Red did not give them a refund. Is CD Projekt Red going to give them a free next generation upgrade? Yes, they are. Is Sucker Punch going to give you a free next generation upgrade? I don't think so. No, they're not. So I played through Cyberpunk once, and I don't think I've barely scratched the surface of everything that's in the game. I highly recommend that you buy it. It's going for as little as $10 for the consoles if you buy the Xbox One version or the PS4 version, which you can play on your PS5 and Xbox Series X, and you'll get a free next-gen upgrade with. That's $10. Nothing. And the PC version is also going for a good price too. It's a no-brainer. You're not going to play a better RPG this year. It's a shame that they had the bad launch that they did. They could have been in the running for the Game of the Year in 2021. They're not, because they launched in December 12th and they had some bugs. But those bugs are gone. At the time of patch 1.3, they're gone. The people that have made these videos that have gone viral, that's based on stuff in the past. It's a really good game. It's always been a really good game. It was rough at the start. It's not rough anymore. It's going to play fine for you. I've had so many crashes with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is still topping the charts. I never had a crash with Cyberpunk. Nothing. Zero. Zilch. It's a good game. Go get it. My rating would be B+. It's not my kind of game, but I think it's quite good. And maybe I should give it an A-. So my ratings in the past have been B+ for Valhalla. When I've just finished Valhalla, that was my rating for it. I'll keep that rating. So 8 out of 10. 9 out of 10, A- for Ghost of Tsushima. 10 out of 10 for Witcher 3, A. Witcher 2, B. Godfall, C+. And Kena Bridge of Spirits, D. 3 out of 10. So, what's a better deal? What's the best deal that you can get right now? The best RPG you can get right now? It's Cyberpunk. It's a no-brainer. Go buy it. Subscribe to the Linus Wilson channel. We give you the secrets to crush Cyberpunk 2077.